Hello everyone, welcome back to Dangan Ronpa. Last time we left off, it's been like a hot minute since I last played for footage. But we left off right at the beginning of the class trial, I think. So, 110v7? Who? Anyways, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, let's do it. Hopefully, we do it well. Open handbook skills, we only have like 3. I think. 2? 3. 2. We're gonna skip all the tutorials because Truth come out. I played this already.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class
Damn.
trial.
But Truth come out.
Your votes will determine the results.
I played this. I just messed up the audio.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one,
There we go. Auto mode.
then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
By the way, we're
And the
using
killer
English
really is one of us, right?
because N told me to.
Of
And
course.
so it'd be easier for the audio cues.
Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier.
Friendship penetrates?
Shut up, let's repeat for
Okay.
me.
But what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started.
Pog.
First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
Watch. I'm gonna start this. I'm gonna start playing, and then I just will forget the controls. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to really speak about everything. Because it isn't just about me, everyone's lives are on the line. That's right, if we fail the trial, you're gonna get executed. Not at all. Let's see if I remember how to play. Evidence of a struggle.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Duh, obvious.
Yeah, you know that part already.
Me.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Man, we have to wait the whole time. Sayaka hadn't resisted at all. There's no explanation for what happened to my room.
I assert who was murdered was
No
Miss
focusing.
Sayaka Maizono. Yeah, you know that part already.
Oh, handbook? Okay, I remember controls. You press B to speed
So
up.
it seems the killer must have taken it. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Wait, how do I shoot my bullet? See, that's not Y. Is it X?
I assert that the one who was murdered.
Man,
And the murder took
this
place
game's
in
much harder when you forget
So it
how to
seems
do the
the killer must have
controls.
taken her, but she didn't even have a chance to
X, it's X, it's X, it's X. Press X to doubt.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked.
It was
With the way things
absolutely
have
looking
been
like a
damaged,
party happened.
I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A death party.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom?
No, she was caught in an
She must have been
unsurprise
attacked
in the
main
not
room
bathroom.
first. Then she ran to the bathroom to try and hide.
Exactly what you say, Celeste.
The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Ooh, yeah. Man, don't you hate it when jerks have a point?
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
I sure do. But you used to kill Sayaka. Well, you see the one thing at the crime scene, you know?
So what was used to kill her?
Y'all take a look at the body.
Some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach.
It's almost as if there was
Without a doubt,
a knife.
that is the murder weapon.
It's almost as if there was a knife
So the
at the
killer
crime
used
scene.
some random knife they had on him. How could anyone do something like that? That son of a bitch!
Because the object that was thrust into Sayaka's stomach, it was almost a knife that disappeared from a certain location.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust without a doubt. That's so the killer.
Press
used
exit
some
out.
random-
Boom.
No, it's wrong.
Nice. I miss the sweet old taste of Sorewa Shigalio.
No. I do think it was a knife.
I remember when that
Not
was
just any
a
knife.
meme
After the murder,
on
we
Tumblr.
discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Damn. Imagine skipping text by
Which means
accident.
that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach. And if you look real close,
Damn.
I could
Where's my
totally see
sensor?
that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we
knife
all know
to meet
Makoto
Yuri
killed her,
on.
right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
I'm just a little
Let's draw
boy.
our conclusions after we've presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
That's
You
right.
really believe that?
There's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere just waiting for us to find it. I know damn well I'm not the killer. Yeah, that's right. We're just a little boy. Not at all. Let's go.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife
Oh, we
was
have
the murder
15
weapon.
whole minutes.
But where does that get us?
Oh, I never noticed it before.
Kitchen, right?
There's this many statements.
You did it in secret when nobody was in the dining hall.
I didn't know that. I actually
And then
didn't know
he
that.
went and stabbed Sayaka with it.
That's so smart.
So he really did do it.
Yes, and it's been decided. We've reached the end.
Let's go. Some way to prove I didn't take the knife. The person who's in the dining hall last night should be able to do it.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get?
Makoto must have did it in
Exit out. Let's go.
No, it's wrong.
Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
I went to get some tea from the kitchen last night, and all the knives are still there. And when I finished my tea and went back into the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. You saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah. Boom.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was
Man.
in the dining hall. But I wasn't there the entire time.
I listened to Asahina and I'm like,
In
yeah,
other words,
that's Cassandra
there's
Lee
no
Morris.
way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together and lying to protect each other?
Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
That's
But
smart ideas.
What if they did work together and they just didn't know about the rule?
Ugh, good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case!
None at all.
Oops! Did I say that out loud?
Thanks for the tip,
Anyway,
Monokuma.
I didn't go to the dining hall. And I didn't take the knife. So I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife?
Hina
Not
seems the
us.
obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sounds like
Sure.
Morgana.
But can you or anyone else prove that? I can.
That's right. Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well,
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
Is girls' bestie
I
sleepover
got so
time? Let's
scared
go.
thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school's regulations?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms. But it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room.
Which leads to us being able to switch rooms.
So, I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome!
You need to hold hands first.
But I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true. One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because they're not here anymore.
Someone who's not here? Who are they talking about? Well,
Sayaka.
duh.
She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
Sayaka. The person who took the knife was Sayaka. We got 3 whole minutes to answer that question.
Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen.
She said it's knife time.
As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
She wanted a drink of
Who
kill.
took the knife was the victim herself.
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
No convincing
He
them.
did do it after all.
No, you're wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction?
There is no benefits to our little boy.
You possess a most terrifying talent.
If I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder and I'll get executed. They can't convict me, everyone's gonna
Hold on.
die.
It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say? Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery,
You simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
You got it all over your head. No, we don't need directions. Something that should have been a scene but wasn't, that must be the crucial point. If you can figure out what that something is. Man, this word's gonna be so hard to guess. They're going to make us guess a one letter. Shit. A. There we go.
Now I understand.
Can you believe the brain cells on this boy?
That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
Like,
So,
if you guess that many letters, it's either you like really know it, or like
Yes.
you have
And
no
if
clue.
I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there.
But then you'd have to get rid of her
That
limp
makes
body.
sense, does it not?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Yes, very true, very true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
Wouldn't you like to know
The killer got rid of it all, of
110337?
course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
then Makoto isn't the culprit?
He's been trying to tell
Are
you
you
that the
sure
whole
we can
time.
decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that
I
prove
love
why
your smug
Makoto
little
couldn't
smile,
have done
kitty
it.
kitty.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
They got her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
Well,
It's
did you look at
fairly
the doorknob?
certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
Alright, I just remembered that Celeste was because she didn't take a single look at that crime scene. She stood over there in like the corridor. They broke the there we go.
I got it!
No more doorknob.
Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
The knob on the door.
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then, let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
Kyoko said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice it at first, but is it the key point here? Nope. We're not gonna learn anything. We're gonna be clueless. Nice.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
Multiple.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her.
Mm-hmm.
And they got into the bathroom.
The kinetic
At that
topography in this
point, the
game is
killer
so
had
nice.
to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally, the culprit had Sayaka cornered.
To finish the job, they stabbed her with the kitchen knife.
It was you, wasn't it, Makoto? Admit it.
No, I won't admit anything.
We already know the answer.
Isn't that because the door's locked? It's because
The incident took
my
place
luck
in
is the
Makoto's room.
worst.
Sayaka was first. She then fled into the back.
Then the killer ran out and they got into the bathroom. At that point,
The killer had to try and bust down the door because Sayaka had locked it.
That's wrong.
No, it's wrong.
That's wrong. Because our boyfriend just sucks.
The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right?
Yes. Yes. Now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door. That's not lucky at all.
That's super
So the
lucky.
reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place?
Because it's stuck.
Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
Man, your smile and your voice. I love you, kitty kitty. Killer was convinced the bathroom door was locked. They didn't know the door actually couldn't be locked. In other words, the important detail about the scene of the crime they didn't know was the crime took place in my room.
The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable.
No, I think it's
And
real
yet,
conceivable.
he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Say what,
Well,
Sayaka?
to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
That's right.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening.
That is a definite possibility.
Nice.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
As we said, but now that you guys have all assumed that it was just Makoto and you didn't gather evidence for anyone else,
Then who did do it?
you guys have no idea who did
I'm
do it.
sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Then you all die.
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules.
Ah, you sound like
Majority
what do
rules?
you think of a
You really
majority
think that's a
vote
good
from
idea?
your turn to die?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you...
Damn,
You don't gotta
Celeste.
sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Do seem convenient. Plus, we explicitly
Then
told Sayaka not
maybe
to
someone
not to
picked
unlock
the
the door.
lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Ms. Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
No, you're wrong.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place.
No, the glasses
Oh, why
makes
exactly
it look like he's
can't
like
that be it?
cross-eyed. He asked me to do something particular because how strange it was. The answer's right there. There's no way Sayaka would summon in because, switch rooms, right? Let's see, we trade rooms. Asked to switch because someone tried to force their way into a room. Nice.
Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
Hey, I'm super scared. Please let us change rooms. Okay, Sayaka. Anything for you, Sayaka. I won't open the door for anyone. I promise.
Knowing what she'd been through,
What a
I just can't
liar.
believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh? Well, what the
It's
hell is
just
that
a
supposed to
lie.
mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
Hey, come to my room. Okay, my name is Sayaka, and I'm signing this note for you. Check the nameplate to make sure you didn't get the room wrong, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil, and these are the words that appeared.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I'd better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
In my room?
Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
But take
So,
a look at the
Makoto,
signature.
Did you write this?
No, I didn't. But
Sayaka would
Of course
neither.
you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
And the note, Sayaka wrote it.
But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But
The
can you
guy's
be
into
sure
VTubers.
anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Why not, sis?
What makes you say that?
Yeah, Fujisaki said, why not?
Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very
Okay.
well then. Pay attention. Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But in a note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
That's why it said
Exactly.
change the nameplate.
The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection to what happened.
It certainly would seem that way.
Wait, I actually have to think about this one. Put in a coverage instead of Sayaka's, and the reason for that is because we switched the nameplates.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the plate it specifically says, my room.
I see. Then they would have gone to exactly.
The room that Makoto...
Is it this one?
No, it's wrong.
Alright, yeah, let's go. Let's go.
The nameplates on my and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
And it said explicitly in the notes
So
to
what
make sure
you're
you check
saying
the
is
nameplate.
the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
This little boy's life is falling apart before his eyes.
Who did it?
I got it!
Sayaka.
Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms.
Because I told her not to say anything.
So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note.
There's something I want to talk to you about. Come to my room. Check the nameplate.
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
She did it for the lols.
What? Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
For the lols.
To understand that, we first
And
need
also
to
to set up a
understand
nice
what
crime
happened
scene.
after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out. We know who did it. Whoever she invited over is the culprit.
Yeah.
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot.
Fight,
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself.
Hey, it came in
Seems
handy
pretty
for
likely
someone who had
that
to
the killer
defend
used
themselves.
it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
It's the gold flakes.
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there
I actually
where her
meant to
wrist
read
is all
that instead of
swollen.
click and submit,
There's
but you
something
know,
blurry
as
there.
long as it
See?
works.
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword, right there on her wrist!
Yeah.
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
All right, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
What happened to my room and what led to Sayaka's death? That's what we need to make clear. Nope. They're gonna give us some truth bullets to revolve through, I think. In our revolver. Damn.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword. And that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke Miss Mizono's wrist.
So, she tried to fight back.
Damn.
She grabbed
The spacing between some letters.
But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
I think it's definitely the sheath. Because the sheath is attacked.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit
grabbed the sword, and that's when the first
sword-based sneak attack.
Wait, did I miss
That's
it?
what broke Miss Mizono. So she grabbed the kitchen, but then the culprit took and they killed her.
And that's exactly what happened. When the fighting broke,
The culprit grabbed the sword,
and that's when the first blow was the
sword-based sneak attack.
You're wrong.
No, it's wrong.
Yeah, that's right. You're wrong.
Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because the sword sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
I don't see the gash.
Something sharp. You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
Very carefully.
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Yep.
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it. So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself. But then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
Her wrist is broken with the gold flakes, but her palms are completely clean.
I got it!
Imagine holding the sword by your wrist.
The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
That's right, we don't think so.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
Please don't say things like that.
No, that's not it at all.
It's nighttime. The water was off.
I got it! According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
Oh my.
You're no different. You smell like a big fat ugly donkey.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
Why would you?
Obviously.
Why would you?
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword.
That's right.
But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was
Sayaka.
I got it! Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
She's the one who took it.
We already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
That's right.
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
And then she did. What?
Took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
She attacked.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
I keep looking at Leon's face. I'm like,
Sayaka
damn.
wanted to...
Damn, dude.
On me?
She wanted to what
That
to
would
me?
also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto.
And then when it came time for trial, she
But
could
for
just
that to
lie.
work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat
Soft
behavior.
little baby boy.
I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Oh man, I'm just a
She
little
was
baby
the
boy.
ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
She sure did.
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn.
Yeah, in here we talk about
That must be when you
don't
reached
do
that
to
room,
others what you wouldn't
and
want
she
done
was
to
forced
yourself.
to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Just hold on! That can't be true!
But it is.
Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument. You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it.
Yeah, who did it?
Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
That's right. Is it really all over? I'm committed to finding out who killed her, but what can I do? Your best. There's nothing left. No, forget about the 01137. 11037.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
Your dying message.
Very well. And let's review all
One-
the clues
one
we found
zero
up to
three
this
seven.
point one more time.
Do we really have time for all that?
Die! Die! If we don't do something, we're all gonna die!
There's still one clue left, I'm sure of it. Sayaka left it on the wall.
It's easy just to say, hey, but there just aren't any more
Clues, right?
No,
Very
no,
well.
no!
And let's review all the clues we found. Do we really have time to die?
I can't believe I missed.
We're all gonna die! It's easy just to say, hey, decide who, but there just aren't any more clues, right?
Pog.
No, it's wrong!
That's Pog. Leon, that's super unpog.
There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Dining. Wait, what did you say?
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
Yep. It's her
I got
left
it!
index finger is covered in
Her
blood.
left index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But what the heck do those numbers mean? 11037?
It's
Hey,
Leon!
Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Same.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Three letters.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What?
No, it's just, look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1-1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1-1, but looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa.
What does
You might have finally just said something worth a
037 stand for? To be fair, these are Japanese high schoolers.
What do Even if that
English
really
is only
an
an elective for them.
N037 doesn't make any more sense than before.
Turn those
Rotate
words
the
upside
image
down.
180 degrees.
What? Turn it. It's
Oh my god.
Leon!
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it. So, whose name did she write?
If you turn her message upside down, it should become clear. Where is he? It's Leon!
Here's my answer. The key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees.
But you had to get everyone to listen
If
to
you
you
turn
first.
the message around, it becomes the letters
Leon.
L-E-O-N. L-E-O-N. Or more accurately, Leon.
What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence. It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
No, it's not random at all.
It makes sense.
She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that
She
position,
wrote it kinda
couldn't
big,
read to
though.
write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were. And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm
Crystal
talking
ball.
about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
And the incinerator is these shirt sleeves. But more importantly, you couldn't normally do that because it's locked and you need something to hit that button.
The burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon?
I don't know what you're talking about.
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
Yeah, I think so.
We need to bunch up which could have been able to get rid of. There's something about it that we need to figure out. How?
I got it! If we look closely at how the shirt was disposed of, we should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say.
It's the person trash.
You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right? And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either. You need the key to get in, and the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty. So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
Interesting.
That's wrong. There's another way to use the incinerator without being on cleaning duty, and that's when you throw things really well.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy
This is
the
where you
evidence.
shatter crystal ball.
Which means the only possible suspect is whoever had the trash room key.
Okay, so the person who would have had the trash room key was... Huh? Me?
That's how I sound like when I fail a game too. Absolutely, a way to use the incinerator without using trash and key. It's the crystal ball.
Whoever was on cleaning.
So the only one who listened.
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator.
That's wrong.
No, it's wrong. Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the incinerator, could you?
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball,
But how would you use it?
Very carefully, you'd have to throw it.
I got it!
There we go.
Killer simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate. All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
Someone threw that through a gap in the gate?
Very
Remember
carefully,
what you
as I
said
said.
before, Hifumi?
Someone turned the incinerator on, and it's been going all night. If we're not careful, the whole school will burn down. But I turned it off last time I was here. Or perhaps it was a work of a fairy. Or something.
Hifumi had the key, so the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate.
They did it very carefully.
Once they got the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Yeah.
Hey, come on! What the hell is this?
It's logic.
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
You did a sloppy job, Leon.
Wait, no, just hold on.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right?
Which makes it even more likely it's our baseball
The
star.
pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
That's right. There's no way. It'd be impossible.
Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is...
It wouldn't have been much challenging at all for the killer, because they were the ultimate baseball star.
Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
Stupid.
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
That's right.
You can't be serious. I'm not the killer! These goddamn shipper brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
You still won't admit it? Okay then. Makoto, go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear. And with that, we can end this.
Listen to me! What the hell do you mean, end this?
I didn't do it. It's
Say
obvious.
what you want,
The
Leon.
evidence says so.
But all the questions have been answered. And the truth has been revealed. Now here's what happened.
Let's make a picture book. You know, the only thing I'll need to read the tutorial for is, it's not this. Let's see. Here. Here we go. Here. Here. And then, as time goes on, here we go. Man, what would you have done if you had missed? Here we go. Now we go back this way. I love the art style of this. It's so pretty. And the music is quite nice as well. Look at that booty. get this wrong? There we go. Damn it, it sucks to give it. But after this point, I was like, shouldn't you, like, leave the scene of the crime and just not be involved in it anymore? But here's a fun fact for you. There was a troll that came into my inbox. I was like, yeah, I can make you an overlay. I didn't really want to, so I made them a really shitty overlay. It was so funny. I ended up using that overlay once, but it's like, no, sometimes it's fun to beat the trolls.
Killer is you!
Hopefully I got this right.
I think I'd better take one more look back at the case from the beginning. Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room. From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them. She attacked them with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier.
Nice.
But then something happened that she wasn't prepared for. They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room and fought back. During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist.
That sucks. If you had survived from a broken wrist, what you gonna do for a few weeks?
And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife. Finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom. The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka knew about that because I told her, but of course the killer had no way of knowing. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife, and stabbed Sayaka. But with what strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying message. To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her. And with that, all her strength was gone. With Sayaka dead, the killer quickly began destroying the evidence. First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood.
Then they did some intense cleaning.
Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure they got rid of any trace they'd ever been there. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room to destroy their bloody shirt. They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there. But the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator.
But good thing Havoc
So
left
they came up with
his
a plan
crystal
to use
ball.
Hero's crystal ball, which he'd left in the laundry room. The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw. But the killer had the confidence to take a shot. And that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball star. The
That is
crystal ball,
quite nice.
thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life.
He walked away with the stupidest
Having
little
destroyed the
smile on
final
his
piece
face.
of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief. But there was one thing they missed. Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator.
Until
The
you
killer
were piled
didn't
on the
notice this,
ground.
and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence.
As we did. Shwum. It was you! 11037.
Isn't that right, Leon?
Leon. Break.
It would appear that Hero simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room. You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt. And that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball? You thought of a way to take care of everything.
So, Leon, do you object to anything that's been said?
Do I object? Hell yes,
Yeah,
I object! Of course I do! I object! I object! I object!
Objection!
I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories. You need evidence. Where's the evidence? Without evidence, it's all bullshit. It's bullshit, and I refuse to acknowledge it.
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you did it.
Thank you for your words, kitty kitty.
Makoto,
This is the only
believe
directions that
you're
I'm gonna
in
have to
possession of
read
that evidence.
for this section. Absolutely, I don't know how to play this. Let's see, just hit the buttons? AKA the BTB. Oh, it's a rhythm game. Match the button presses with the tempo marker as they move across the street and reach the center. It reminds me of my days playing Udapri and Bendori and Love Live. A X AX. Oh damn. A and X? Okay. You'll come out victorious if you do it well.
When the killer removed the screws from the doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it.
They used their trick.
Instead, they must have used something that belonged to them.
I refuse to
in their
acknowledge
toolkit?
it. You're stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Stupid, 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 stupid.
Man, the lungs on this boy. AX.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lied. Shut up. You kidding me? Not a chance. You lied!
X?
Where's your proof? This should prove it.
That was kind of easier than I thought it would be. I thought it'd be a lot more, but I suppose I can just take this as it is.
I wonder what kind of tool the killer used to remove that.
I mean, it had to be a screwdriver, right?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the toolkits we got each had one inside.
And that must be what he used. There aren't any other tools anywhere.
But the
That's right.
toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
So they
Only
didn't
the
touch your
boys got
stuff.
toolkits, so the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
Okay, then whose toolkit did the killer use?
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
It had to be their very own toolkit.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
Leon, would you mind showing us your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Well, I mean, you also had like
And
plastic
if you
wrap
say you used
in
it
your
for something
toolkit,
else,
so
you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
And let me say this right now. I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
Stupid. Stupid.
I mean, in this situation, I think it'd be perfectly
So,
fine to act as
you have no
Fade.
rebuttal?
I mean, it is
Then it
quite
would seem
scary. You're fighting
we
for
are
your
finished
life.
here.
He's like, damn, my life's over. Rank A. Oh yeah, baby, let's go. Where are my coins? Oh, that's it?
Looks like you've reached your verdict.
Then are we ready to cast our votes?
Let's
You all
vote.
have
It's
a lever
voting
in front of you.
time.
Use it to make your selection. Oh, just to remind you all, make triple sure you vote for someone. You wouldn't want to be punished for something so minor, right? Okay, then let's get excited! Who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
You don't even get to vote. They do it for you. Pog. Can I get some of those mono coins? The Blackened in this case, the one that killed Sayaka, is none other than Leon Kuwata.
Huh? Hey, hold on.
Leon, did you really kill Sayaka?
But
I don't believe it.
You son of a bitch!
What the hell's wrong with you?
I didn't have a choice.
It was kill or be killed.
So that's why.
I killed her first.
None of you are any different!
One wrong step and you will be the one standing here. There's a complete chance I wound up like this.
I was just lucky. That's all.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, come on!
You expect me to just upset my dad? Everything's clear. The decision we made was right after all. But when I think about that, I think I'd be better off if we'd been wrong. Because if it came up as really the truth Psycho was trying to frame me, but even if that's true, I can't say she was wrong. After all, the mastermind. It's all because of that video. Even I couldn't handle what I saw in there. If I was her and the video actually had something to do with me, I can't even imagine. Now we're trapped here with no way out. They're probably waiting for me. I can't afford to be stuck here. The thing that was more important to her than anything else, her dreams, her friends. To have seen something like that happen to them. And Sayaka. I did whatever I took to reach that dream. I mean it, even it took some things that weren't so pleasant. And that's why Sayaka, for the friends that meant so much to her, that's why she betrayed me. So when she said,
No matter what happens, please always be there for me. I need you on my side.
she took advantage of it. She was lying to me from the very beginning. She was using me. Is that why she talked to me in the first place? I guess I'll never know. Because there's nothing I can do to ask her what she was thinking. Once you're dead, that's it. The entertainment industry sure must be terrifying, huh? To try and kill someone just because of those relationships. She seemed so nice and lovely on the outside, but inside she descended into pure madness. What did you say? I understand, really, I do. Yep. You're in utter despair thanks to Sayaka's betrayal, right? Compassion, intimacy, love. The stronger those feelings, the stronger the despair when they collapse. Stop screwing with us. This is all your fault. Sayaka being forced to do something like that. All of it, everything. It's all your fault. In a frenzy, I lunged at Monokuma. But...
That's enough.
Don't touch him. As angry as I was, Kitty latched onto my arm without hesitation. Her grip was like iron, strong enough I was sure it would leave a bruise.
Calm down.
If you want to make her enemies pay for what they've done, you need to let go for now. Damn it. I thought for sure you were going to give me a good walloping. Just barely avoided punishment you did for the second time.
Yes, indeed.
Since you so magnificently revealed the identity of the killer during the class trial, Leon Kuwata will receive his punishment.
Punishment? You mean execution?
Wait a second!
I don't have a choice. I had to kill her.
Yeah, that's it.
I was protecting myself in the heat of the moment. It was self-defense.
Is that okay?
How is it self-defense? Did you force her right into the bathroom, or did you not use your very own toolkit? After she shut herself in the bathroom, you went out of your way to head back to your own room. When you came all the way back, broke into the bathroom and killed her. Am I wrong?
Do you understand?
You had any number of chances to stop what you were doing, but you chose not to. Is it because you had unclouded intent to commit murder?
So, that's why...
That's not... Stop it. I've had enough of this.
Oh!
You were closer to her than anyone, were you not? You killed your precious Sayaka. Do you understand? I can't say Leon is solely to blame. I don't plan on blaming Sayaka either, because the one to blame is him. What? If it weren't for you, this never would have happened to Sayaka or Leon. We shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be fighting against the one who put us in this situation, which is the mastermind.
Unbelievable.
Did you awaken your sense of justice?
Hey,
It just so happens that there's nothing more unethical than an unwavering sense of justice. After all, it's people with that sort of mentality that perpetuate war all over the world. Is that the kind of justice that's awakened within you? Shut up. Well, anyways, more importantly...
Thrills, chills, kills!
Hurry up and get what everyone's been waiting for, the punishment.
I'm begging you! Please, don't do this!
Hey,
No,
come
baby.
on now!
No excuses. You must pay for the penalty of breaking the rules. Society demands it.
Stop, please!
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment!
For Leon Kuwata, the ultimate baseball star.
No, 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 no!
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
No!
Man, that blows. What we saw, it was the true face of despair. I mean, if you can't call it that, what else could we call it?
Extreme!
My adrenaline was pumping right out of control. What's going on?
I can't take it.
Do we really have to keep on doing this? I can't take it.
Well?
If you don't like it... all you gotta do is swear to cut all ties with the outside world and accept living here forever. It's only if every single one of you can get on board with that.
Damn you!
Why are you doing all this evil shit to us?
What the heck?
You make it sound like I'm some dark, awful secret society type of guy.
Say what?
In this case, an awful secret society type of bear.
Well...
Why are you putting up an upstanding young citizen like me for such a grueling ordeal?
Hey,
Seems like you're trying to use common sense to make sense of something that doesn't make any sense. It's like trying to put a mile on a scale. I just don't think it's possible. I don't think what you're saying and what I'm saying quite fit together.
Shit.
Piece of shit, I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna pound your ass to the ground. You must really hate me if you get so angry, huh? But if you do that, you're barking way up the wrong tree. What happened happened because more than one of you decided you wanted to get out, right? No matter how much time passes, you can't cut free of your regrets from the outside world. You're to blame. Of course we can't be cut free from the outside world. Being trapped in this insane place. You're trapped, are you? I'm sure once you learn all the mysteries of the school, you'll be thinking... Your thinking will change for sure. You think, boy, isn't it so wonderful how we get to live here forever? What
does this mean?
What are you trying to say?
Hey.
I feel like there's some deeper meaning hidden in there. Just like before.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Everyone. Everyone's waiting for. When you say everyone, who exactly are you referring to? I said everything I've got to say. I need to save some fun for later, of course. And just like that, he was gone. He left us there, overwhelmed by a nightmare turned reality. Even after he was gone, we stood there forever, unable to move. It wasn't that long, I think. Everyone just lost their sense of time. We were all too scared. Scared of being alone. It's a trio. No one even tried to speak. Their faces were stone, their voices dead. But in that moment...
Just a second.
Makoto, I need to talk to you for a second. She moved in close and whispered into my ear.
Makoto.
Before we head back, there's something I want to talk to you about. It's about Sayaka, isn't it? I'm surprised you figured it out.
Listen.
I told you before the class trial started. You had to figure out the mystery of this case yourself. You wanted me to realize how Sayaka betrayed me by myself, didn't you? The thought never even crossed my mind. I feel like such a fool, becoming such an easy target like that.
It's true.
Sayaka meant to double-cross you. That's a fact you can never change. But even till the end, she wasn't sure of her decision. That's why, as she lay dead dying, she was thinking of you. She was thinking of me? You can't say something like that. There is no way you can know that. Only Sayaka would know for sure, and we can't ask her now.
However...
Even if you can't ask her, you can infer it, wouldn't you think? Her final thought was how she could protect you. What?
So...
The fact that she used her last ounce of energy to leave her dying message proves it. If she didn't care what happened to you, she never would have left that message. Maybe she wanted to get back at the person who killed her.
Certainly.
That's certainly one possibility. But I don't think that's what it was.
Anyway...
She was uncertain. She wasn't sure she could kill someone or deceive you. Which is why her plan failed. Her hesitation attracted failure.
Right.
It's almost ironic when you think about it. Why are you telling me all of this? You're the kind of person who can overcome this. Because you can move past the deaths of your friends, Sayaka and Leon, and keep moving forward. Without someone like that, the others would never be able to break free of such a desperate situation. Move past their deaths? That's... I can never do that. No. I'm gonna carry them with me for the rest of my life. How could I possibly move past something like this? Leon, Sayaka, I'll carry them with me forever. I'll carry their memories with me wherever I go. So instead of forgetting them, you're choosing the hard road. I have high expectations for you. As she said that, she revealed the smallest smile.
Hey.
By the way, I have to admit, I'm curious. How did you know I want to talk to you about Sayaka? Oh well. I'm an Esper.
What?
Huh? Kidding. I just have a really good intuition. "12 students remaining. To be continued." You received a despair pat.